Hello everyone! For today's blog hop I have two cards to share with you, and I will be coloring those two images a little later. I'm going to share with product I used. I used the new Gnome Home for those three images, and a Gnome Friends for only the sentiment on the bottom there. I used the cute gnomies for those three images, and I also used the coordinating dies. Rectangle dies I used, and I also used a new die, but only thing I used on the new die, I used that grass and that cloud die. My card base is 4 1/8 by 5. And yes, both cards are the same, so I'll be showing you just the one card, not going to put both cards together, and because they're the same thing. And here I put some foam tape for layer, and now I'm just putting a strip inside just to make it a little something inside to look at. That's all. I'm going to trim that down, and there you go. Now I'm going to take the front piece and I'm just going to use some peacock feather and blend some of that on just to make it give it a little shading, something else to look at, right? I like shading. So it doesn't look so flat. That's my personal thing. It doesn't look flat. And I'm going to put this onto just a white layer. I found that if I didn't put that white layer, it just blended too much with the other paper. So I found it looked prettier that way. There you go. And now I have the grass die from the cloud and grass die from C.C Design. And here I'm just going to play with the images to see where they should go. Put some foam squares on for some dimension. On the mushroom itself, I have just the one layer of foam squares, but on the little gnome girl, I put 2 layers of them, so she sticks out a little bit more, and yeah, she's more in front. And I have a little cloud. I put some dimension on that too, and yeah, a little later I'll be coloring that flower. And here is the other card, and I'll put some foam squares on him and the little worm too. Put the cloud die on top. So basically they're both the same. They're just, just a little bit different. And here I'm starting to color my flower with the YR21. And it's the same colors I used on my card yesterday for the sunflowers. So yeah, here is the YR23. I'm just gonna put that right at in the middle, just to make it a little darker there. And I'm gonna take the YR21 again, just blend those two together and finish coloring that spot of flower, and just blend those two. If you haven't seen my card yesterday with the sunflowers, I just love the way that one came out. So cute. Here is the E35. I wish I did go a little darker with it, but it is what it is now. Now the YG25 for the green, for the first layer, and blend that. And I will bring in a darker shade, the YG17, just to make a little darker. And now I'm just gonna blend those two together again with the 25. Now here is my pencil. I used it where the yellow part is, just to make it a little darker in the middle. And I'm and just blend that out with some Gamsol in my nib, just to make it pretty in the middle. And here, that's where I should have went a little darker with my pencil, but I didn't. And I got the green pencil, and I'm gonna blend that out. And I have my white gel pen just to put some little accent on there. And now we're starting the pumpkin. Pumpkin has more detail, so it will take a little longer, but I had fun with that one. I colored it twice. I had it just for a sample, and I said, oh, that would be a nice one to color online, so that's why I did that one. So here goes. We are with the YR16 and YR18, and touch the other nibs just to blend it and make it easier to blend both colors together. So here, just blending. I'm hoping you're enjoying all the preview projects for CC Design for this month. We had fun with them. Oh, I know I had fun with them. I just adore little gnomes. And yeah, the pumpkin and the mushrooms, all the little pieces to go together, it was fun to play with. And a dye well. I love that dye. That's so fun to play with. So here, just again, just putting the darker where I think it should be a little darker. I did take some of this coloring out because the video was getting a little long. Mostly when I'm doing the windows, so there's 3 windows, so I took some out of there. When I'm doing my shading with my pencil, I took some of that out too, just so it's not so long and make it easy to watch. So just blend those 2 colors together. There. I just didn't want to take this part off, so you can see the base of the pumpkin. So even if you wanted to just color with your Copics, this is gonna help. But with the pencil, I just thought, well, it's just repeating itself, so I took a little bit off. Still gets the idea on that though. So blend that out. And hope you're gonna play along and jump on with the blog hop that's going on. You can see all the links and stuff and how to play along. I'm the last one on the list, and just doing more shading in the back there. And just blend that out. So now I'm doing the windows, and that's where you're gonna see I'm gonna jump a few places, just so it goes a little faster. And I should have did the windows like the yellow first. That's why I'm not doing the inside where the crossers. I thought after I started, I said, ooh, I should have did my yellow first. But that's okay. I'll let that dry and go to a different place. So now I'm just doing the top of my pumpkin, the stem. And I skipped that part. I did do the 35. So I started with the E33, E35. And then now I'm bringing in the 37, the darkest shade. And just blend that. Here I have the 35 and blending that. And getting it a nice smooth look. Now I'm starting the windows with that's the YR21 and the 23, and I skip a little, so you'll see I don't usually show the one on the top, but I do it as we were going on. And here is the step with the C2, and I'm going to bring the C5, but my C5, I have to work with it. It was a little dry there on the one corner. It was hard to drag, so I'm going to have to put more of ink in there, I think. Now I have a pencil with a yellow just to make it a little bit more of a shade inside there. And now I'm doing the crosser with the same E37. In the door I made it red. Oh, I just love these little houses for these little gnomes. They're too cute. And you can use them for so many other images you probably have at home too. They're a nice little size. They're not too big or too small. So now I'm just going in with the 17, but I did put a little bit of the 29, R29, to make it a little darker on the bottom and on the top. And just blend those two together. And now I have the YG17 for the leaf, sorry. And just fill it in. Now I'm going to bring a dark shade of brown, and I'm going to trace the whole pumpkin, but you'll see I'll be skipping a few places just to make it a little faster. But I'm going to trace the whole little pumpkin here, and then I'm going to blend it all in. So it looks like there's dimension, so your pumpkin doesn't look so flat too with putting some shading. I find it adds a lot. A little bit adds a lot. And just blend that in. Now I'm doing the stem here. Just blend it. Yeah, there's one set I didn't use, the gnome friends. Those are adorable. I think I mentioned that in the other video. I do have a couple of them already colored for a little later on this month. I just love those, but I decided to use different things. Not because they're not cute, because they are adorable. Here I got some pencil with some green for the leaf, and I got my gel pen. I'm going to put some highlights again, just a little bit. And now I have the black pencil, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom and on the top of the door, just to darken it up a bit. There's the pumpkin all done up. So now I put some foam tape, and I'm going to play with the card just to see where they should go. So that's looking good. So I'm going to start putting the pieces on there. And I'll put my little worm on. Now I've got my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to put some of that on the windows and on the little light, just to make it a little sparkle. So it looks like the light's on. I like bling, so there's a little bit of bling there. And here I have some glossy accent that I'm adding into the windows. My glossy accent bottle is the base of it is really ruined, so that's why I'm doing it with a Q-tip there. So here I'm just going to glue my flower down, because all the other pieces are already glued down on this one. and glossy accent. I forgot to put my Wink of Stella in the windows. That's okay. I had started and it's like, ooh, I forgot that, but it's no big deal. It still will shine because you got that glossy accent on there. So I did put some on the flower too, and I got some sequins, and I put the little grass dye, and there's that card. That one's done. Bring back the little one with the little boy one because I forgot to put the grass and the sequins. So there's my 2 cards. Love the way they both came out, and I hope you enjoyed them both too. And I'll bring back the new goodies from C.C Design. The first one is the Gnome Friends. I used a sentiment on that. The cute gnomies for 2 of the gnomes, and the coordinating dies. The new film strip die, I used the grass and the little cloud. And I hope you subscribe to this channel so you get to see all the new products and the new projects that we have to share. And I'll see you all soon. Bye!